I am very excited to share with you once again another fun technique of how to combat a silent reflux. In the previous episode, part 2, I've shared with you my testimony which I developed to combat a silent reflux in the laryngopharynx. In this episode, I will invite you to follow a very easy technique of how to have more victory over a more serious silent reflux. A silent reflux is also known as a laryngopharyngeal reflux. A silent reflux is a condition in which the stomach content or stomach acid flows back up the esophagus and laryngopharynx, the swallowing tube, into the oropharynx, the throat, and flows down into the larynx, the voice box. Acid fluid can also flow back up into the mouth and area surrounding the uvula. This happens easier when lying down. In the previous episodes, I shared with you information and also tips that I followed to combat silent refluxes. That may help you. I invite you to watch those episodes. I am sure that they may help you and also to manage a silent reflux. The techniques how to combat a silent reflux I developed to help or assist the viewers whom become very dear to me, a method that is user friendly, something that you already have, a method that you already use in various ways. This is not going to be new to you. I am just going to present it to you in a different format. This may help you. Please note that I have no medical qualifications or any medical background. I recommend that you practice this technique in a sitting position. Firstly, I want to share with you a few very crucial guidelines that I want you to follow. Your very first response to a silent reflux will determine a victory outcome or a failure. This is crucial. This is the make or break of the situation. Your first response will fail you or save you. You may partake in a proven and safe action procedure to combat the very unwelcome silent reflux. Reflux that may put fear and create dramatic moments in your life. When you get woken up by a silent reflux, the most important step you should take is to be calm. To be calm enables you to be in control. When you wake up in a state of fright, don't inhale a lot of air into your lungs. Let me demonstrate. This is a natural reaction. You may certainly suck air down your larynx. You have to learn to assess the condition in a split second, because a second later will advance the condition to another level. I trust that you are in good hands. You have just woken up and experienced acid fluid inside your larynx. The very first action will be to raise your head up quickly and to engage yourself into a new technique with precision timing. In the previous episodes, we practiced an enforced swallowing procedure to combat and to stop a silent reflux in the laryngopharynx. This enforced swallowing procedure is also the main ingredient within the following procedure to combat acid fluid inside the oropharynx and larynx. For those who need more training and for those new viewers, I'm going to usher you through this procedure again. I strongly recommend that you do not eat or drink when practicing this technique. This is how I want you to do this exercise. Sit up straight and with your head positioned in the most comfortable position when doing the swallowing exercise. We're going to do the normal swallowing procedure. Let's start with the swallowing process in your own time. Let's do it a few times. Just a normal swallowing. Next, I want you to practice in your own time to swallow a little faster. Do that a few times. You will learn to stop a reflux. Timing and speed is vital to combat a silent reflux. Now, with the next exercise, you may slow down to a normal swallowing speed. Swallowing a little harder and flatten the throat a little more by squeezing and pulling the larynx as deep as possible. Please take care. If you have swallowed any air into your stomach at any time during this exercises, please stop and have a burp. When feel uncomfortable, allow your stomach muscles to assist you to be able to burp. Please do not hold me responsible for your embarrassing moments. The next exercise. Tensioning of the tongue, throat and neck muscles. Let me first explain the process and then we can do the exercise together. This is how I want you to do this. Lower your neck all the way down, close the mouth and tension the tongue, throat and neck muscles. Okay. Be cautious not to be too aggressive. During this exercise, the uvula will be shut and there will be no breathing. The larynx will move up and the epiglottis will also be closed. I allow you to activate both the tongue, throat and neck muscles in combination together. That would be the natural muscle group exercise. First, a little tension on the tongue, throat and neck muscles. Keep it there for a short while to get the feeling of it. Then relax and breathe normally. We can do the same exercise with a little more tongue, throat and neck muscle tension. Very important, this is not a swallowing exercise. Alright, are you ready? First, neck down, mouth closed, neck, tongue and throat muscles, tension. Keep it there for a short while. Now relax and breathe normally. Next, do the exercise with a little more tongue, throat and neck muscle tension. Be careful not to over-exercise. Be gentle. I don't want you to feel any discomfort. You will feel as if you are flattening your neck. Why is this exercise important? By doing this exercise, all 3 exit passages are closed. The mouth is closed, lips and the tongue blocks the interior of the mouth. The uvula is blocking the nasopharynx. The epiglottis closes the glottis at the top of the larynx. Why is that necessary? Let me explain. The reflux are following up the esophagus and laryngopharynx and is entering the oropharynx. At this stage, the acid are flowing quite easy. The objective is to stop and to prevent any further flow. When every exit are blocked, an acid fluid will slow down. The air inside the oropharynx is compressed and acts as a bumper against the acid fluid. By compressing the oropharynx, when moving the larynx up, and laryngeal and pharyngeal muscles will constricting the oropharynx chamber. The smaller the oropharynx, the more constriction and the slower the acid will flow. The smaller the oropharynx, the greater the swallowing pressure. Ready? Let's do it again. First, neck down, mouth closed, more tongue, throat and neck muscle tension. Keep it there for a short while and then relax and breathe normal. Okay, for those of you that did not get this exercise correctly, don't worry. I will show you an easy way to get you to the same end result. With this technique, you will start with the swallowing process and stop halfway with a tensioned tongue, throat and neck. Very important is not to swallow any air. The air, when compressed in the swallowing action, may force more acid fluid further into the larynx before the epiglottis shuts to prevent any entrance to the larynx. This is how I want you to do this exercise. It's a swallowing process and you stop halfway through the process. We're not following the swallowed through. Now, some of you have noticed that you've engaged your stomach muscles to assist you in the tongue, throat and neck muscle tension process. If you have not noticed it, let's do the exercise again. Please don't feel rushed. You may at any time pause the video and practice more. Right, neck down, close the mouth, tension the tongue, throat and neck muscles, hold it for a short while, now relax and breathe normally. Some of you have noticed that you've pulled your stomach muscles in to assist you doing this exercise. Very important, I don't want you to use your stomach muscles at any time during the practicing of this technique or even carrying out of this technique. Never. And why is that important? We are in a process to combat a silent reflux. You need to manage the condition. When you tense your stomach muscles while the silent reflux is in progress, this will enhance the severity and could change into a very serious reflux. You will have greater difficulty to combat a stronger reflux. You may only find out when the reflux enters the oropharynx. Never engage the stomach muscles. Now let's do the exercise again. And when you do, look at the stomach and make sure that the stomach stays absolutely still. You may have to do this exercise more times to exclude the stomach muscles. Is everybody ready to continue? Let's go. Let's do the same exercise again. Now when you do this technique, please watch the movement of your chest. Right neck down, mouth closed, tension the tongue, throat and neck muscles. Hold it for a short while. Now relax and breathe normally. What have you noticed? Is the chest muscles moving? It's not allowed. The reason is the esophagus must not have any external stimulation or assistance to enhance the effect of the reflux. In other words, no pressure from the outside. The ultimate objective is to hinder and to prevent or slow down and to reduce the force of the reflux. Let's do the same exercise in your own time and watch the chest. You may find to exclude the chest muscles is more difficult than to exclude the stomach muscles. This may need more training. Don't be discouraged if you are not succeeding to do it. You may still have good success. To exclude the stomach muscles are more important than to exclude the chest muscles. The next exercise is also critically important that you should get that right. We have to remove the acid fluid from the inside of the larynx. There is only one way to achieve that, and that is to force the acid fluid back up with compressed air. The compressed air is generated within the lungs. Many of you has done this many times and you've survived. I want to share with you a safe method that will help you with great success. First exercise is to blow air through your mouth. Do it gently. Do it faster and with more air. Do it a few times. Do it faster and with short bursts. Do it a few times. While you're doing that, look at your stomach. Look at how your stomach is responding. Very important, you must not use your stomach muscles to assist to compress, to assist the lungs. The stomach muscles will enhance the magnitude of the reflux up the feeding tube. Let's do the exercise again, gently and slowly. This time, when you blow the air out, allow the stomach to expand outwards. Your stomach will move outwards. Try and do that. Don't pull it inwards, push it outwards. Do it a few times to get the feeling right. Now when you all got it right, do it faster and with short bursts. I want you to experience. It has to be short burst blows. If you experience a shoo, you have used your stomach muscles. Right, you have all practiced. Let's do the technique. You have just woken and you experience to have acid fluids in your larynx. The technique is a 4-stage action. Allow me to explain the action processes. You are going to be calm and you are going to raise your head. Stage 1. Restrict the acid fluid flow by constricting the oropharynx, and in the process will all the exit passages be closed. The epiglottis, the uvula and the mouth. Right, neck down, close the mouth, tension the tongue, throat and neck muscles. And now stage 2 swallows is a swallowing stage. After constricting the oropharynx, continue through with a swallow. The same technique that we practiced in the previous episode and the same technique that we practiced earlier. A strong swallowing technique. While the uvula, the mouth and epiglottis is still shut, you want to clear the oropharynx of acid fluid. Stage 3. A short burst blow. Keep the neck bent down. Very important, one short burst blow only, for 2 main reasons. I want you to transfer the acid fluid from the inside of the larynx into the oropharynx into the mouth. If it happens that you have some acid fluid inside your mouth, it is fine. Only one burst blow. When you blow the air out the mouth and the uvula is shut and protected, the uvula is tucked away and safe. The other reason not to do the action, your uvula may be exposed to some acid fluid. I found that most burning will be on the upper side of the uvula. You want the uvula to be shut. Stage 4. Strong swallowing process. Let me demonstrate this procedure. First, neck down, close the mouth, tension the tongue, throat and neck muscles. Follow through with a swallow, a strong swallow, and then you have a blowout by the lungs through the larynx into the oropharynx, and follow through with another swallow. Now you have done this exercise once. The next part of the technique may only be stage 3 and 4. Keep the neck bent down. A short burst blow and then a strong swallow. Do it again. A short burst blow and a strong swallow. This will make sure that the acid fluid has cleared the larynx and is swallowed down the laryngopharynx, esophagus and into the stomach. At this stage you have dealt with the reflux. Now you have to deal with the further results of the reflux. If you feel that you still have some acid fluid inside the larynx, feel free to cough. Try to do small coughs rather than one very strong cough. It is a lot safer, but also more bearable. I don't want you to create any unnecessary irritation and burning. Make sure that you swallow after every cough. Don't do a series of coughs. I highly recommend that you practice more, and also when lying down. Remember, the technique is more effective when you raise your head. You will be surprised with the success that you will have over a silent reflux. I trust that you have learned some new technique to combat a silent reflux. You will find the greater victory the more eagerly you are willing to practice. This technique is very effective. This technique allowed me to be even more relaxed when lying down. I don't engage into one of my techniques as a preventative measure like I mostly used to do in the past while I was sleeping. Remember, I have all the other amazing techniques in a real emergency. In the next episode, I will share with you how a voluntary action became part of my autonomic nerve system. I trust that you are a little more enlightened and that you will also follow the next part of my testimony that is coming soon. I want to leave you with this promise. The Bible tells us about another promise in Jude 24. Now all glory to God, who is able to keep you from falling away, and will bring you with great joy into His glorious presence without a single fault. In this portion of Scripture, the emphasis of the true believer are that you are on the winning side. In God's power, He keeps us upright to the very end, to present us without fault to Himself, to His glorious self. Jesus gave these encouraging promises. Being the good shepherd, my sheep hear my voice. Wait for this amazing declaration. And I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they will never perish, and no one will snatch them out of my hand. My Father who has given them to me is greater than all, and no one is able to snatch them out of my Father's hand. John 10, verse 27 till 29. Do you believe that? But if you do, what an awesome promise. Therefore, I bless you all. Till we meet again, and goodbye.